We've gone over the macro knobs very briefly earlier on, but I haven't really shown you yet how they work. In a way, they are part of the automation system. Not quite, but you use them to automate stuff. So every device has them, the 8 macro knobs. They're hidden behind this little toggle that shows us the preset menu and the 8 macro knobs. They're not just on the Bitwig devices like the EQ here, but also on third-party plugins like the Silent one I have here. They are offered on those too. Now let's go look at an example of how to use this. I think I'll go for a very simple plugin, maybe just a filter from the Bitwig devices. This is now on the bass track. Pretty good filter, by the way. It does not work the way you would expect it, probably. It doesn't work by right-clicking and then assigning the parameter to a macro knob. It actually works the other way around, and I'll show you right now. These here are the patch cables. You use patch cables in the studio to make connections between one point and another, and with these I can make connections between the macro knob and, for instance, the cutoff and the resonance. And look what happens if I click the patch cable. It turns blue. It flashes blue. And every parameter that is available now for this macro knob lights up a little blue too. You see that? Plus my mouse cursor has this little blue arrow icon next to it now. And that tells me I can now set a range on the cutoff knob with my mouse, just like that. And within that range, it's now going to listen to macro knob 1. Alright, I can do the opposite for the resonance parameter. I'll just set the range the other way around. Very easy. All I need to do now is click the patch cable again and we're good to go. So if I turn up the macro, we should see the cutoff open and the resonance close. Yeah, just working as expected. One knob for 2 parameters. What I can do now to get this into my arrange is right-click on the macro and tell it to add an automation lane so that when I go back to the arrange, the macro is right there, just as requested. Let me just add a couple automation points. This is not going to sound spectacular by any means, but just so you can see what's happening. Okay, so that is how the macros work.